Alright, welcome. This is the 4.3 Ready, Set, Go homework solutions. The first part, ready. You're going to solve the inequality. Using the inequality, -9 is less than 2 to complete each row in the table. First row, we have the example, okay? You're going to add 3 to both sides. You start the original, -9, and the -2 on the right. You apply the +3 to see if that's valid. Simplifies into -6 is less than 5. Is that true? Yes, that is true. Right? -6 is less than 5. Alright, next one. You're going to subtract 7 to both sides. Right? -9 subtract 7. Less than -2 subtract 7. You simplify that. Becomes -16 is less than -9. Is that true? Yes. -16 is less than -9. That's why it is true. 2. You're going to add 15 to both sides. Add 15 to the -9. Add 15 to the -2. Simplifies. 6 is less than 13. That is true. You're going to add -10 to both sides. So this becomes -9 subtract 10. -2 subtract 10 on the right hand side. Left side simplifies to -19. The right hand side simplifies into -12. Is -19 less than -12? That is true. 4. You're going to multiply each side by 10. -9 is multiplied by 10. -2 is multiplied by 10. You get -9 is less than -20. Is that true? That is true. Next, you're going to divide both sides by 10. -9 divided by 10. -2 divided by 10. Simplifies. Is that true? That is true. 6. You're going to multiply both sides by -6. -9 times -6. -2 times -6. What do you get? -9 times -6 is positive 54. Right hand side, -2 times -6 gets you positive 12. Is 12 greater than, is 54 less than 12? That is false. 54 is not less than 12. Let's go to 7. Divide both sides by -3. Right? -9 divided by -3. And the right hand side, -2 divided by 3. Is -9 over -3 less, is that true? No, that is false. Right? This simplifies to -3. So this, right, is false. Alright? So, because this becomes a positive number, this is also a positive number. This becomes positive 3. This becomes positive 2 over 3. Alright? 2 over 3 is not greater than 3. 3 is greater than 2 or 3. This is why this is false. Okay? So, which operation, when performed on an inequality, reverses the inequality? These two. Okay? The ones that are false. So, when you multiply or divide by a negative value, then the inequality needs to be flipped. That's the important part. It's when you multiply or divide, and it has to be by a negative value. Make sure you get that part. It has to be the negative value. Alright, now we should have the set part here. Set part. Solve the literal equation that requires more than one step. Solve for the indicated variable. Show your work. 9, we're going to solve for h. Here's the original equation. Q equals to 25 pi h. First step is always to write the equation. Now I'm going to divide by 25 pi to both sides because I'm trying to get h alone. Simplifies into Q over 25 pi is equal to h. This is h is alone, so I know I'm good. 10. Q equals 2 pi r squared h. That is the original equation. To get h alone, I am going to divide by pi r squared. So I'm going to divide pi r squared to both sides. I simplify. I get Q divided by pi r squared is equal to h. 11. I'm going to solve for m. Y equals 7m plus 6. Subtract 6 to both sides. Then divide by the 7 to both sides. I get y minus 6 divided by 7 equals 2m. Okay? 12. Here's the original equation, y equals mx plus b. Subtract b to both sides, you get y minus b equals to mx. To get xm alone, divide by x to both sides, you get y minus b divided by x equals to m. 13. A equals 2 parentheses z plus 7 close the parentheses 3. That's the equation. So divide both sides by 3. Then subtract 7 to both sides. That's what you got to get z alone. So it is a divided by 3 minus 7 is equal to z. I think this should be 14. Okay. A equals 2 parentheses z plus 7 times w. So get rid of the w first. So I'm going to divide w to both sides. I get a divided by w equals to z plus 7. Subtract 7 to both sides. This is what I got after I simplify. A over w subtract 7 is equal to z. 15. I'm going to solve for x. X plus 2 divided by 7 equals to 4. That is my original equation. Multiply both sides by 7 to both sides. I simplify to get x plus 2 equals to 28. Subtract 2 to both sides. Simplify to x equals to 28. 16. I'm going to solve for x. I have x plus 2y divided by 7 equals to 4. That is the original equation. Multiply both sides by 7. I get x plus 2y equals to 28. Subtract 2y to both sides. X is equal to 26 minus 2y after I simplify. 17. 2x divided by 5 minus 9 equals to 6. That's the original equation. Add 9 to both sides. I get 2x over 5. Multiply 5 to both sides. 2x equals to 75. Divide 2 to both sides. I get x equals to 75 over 2. 18. Here's my original equation. 2x divided by 5 minus 9y equals to 6. Add 9y to both sides. Multiply both sides by 5. 2x equals to 5 parentheses 6 plus 9y. Divide 2 to both sides. Simplify x equals to 5 parentheses 6 plus 9y. Divide by 2. That is 18. 19. 3/4 parentheses x minus 2. Close the parentheses equals to 12. We got to get rid of that 3 over 4. I'm going to do that in one step by multiplying by 4 over 3 to both sides. 4 over 3 because that is the reciprocal. Alright, simplify. X minus 2 equals to 16. Add 2 to both sides. It's x equals to 18. 20. Solving for x. Same thing. Trying to get rid of the 3 over 4. So I'm going to multiply by 3 over 4 to both sides. Simplify. X minus 2y equals to 16. Add 2y to both sides. X is now alone. So x is equal to 16 plus 2y after you simplified. Okay. Alright. Let's look at this. The last one. Go. Locate the x-intercept and the y-intercept in the table. Write each as an order pair. Alright. Here's the chart. I highlighted the first one, 04 and 20. So, the x-intercept here is 20. Why is that? Because that is the x-intercept is when the y is equal to 0. The y-intercept, that is when the x is equal to 0. Okay? Let me just bold that for you. So, the x is 0 is right here when y equals to 4. That is why the y-intercept is 0, 4. Let's do 22, 0, negative 6, and 18, 0. Alright. The x-intercept is 18, 0 because that is when y equals to 0. Y-intercept 0, comma, negative 6. That is the y-intercept is when x is equal to 0. 23. Okay. 0 and 4, 2 and 0. The x-intercept, it's 2 comma 0. That is when the x-intercept is when the y is equal to 0. The y-intercept is 0, 4. That is when the y-intercept is when the x equals to 0. Next one, I asked you to locate the x-intercept and the y-intercept. Okay? Write each as an order pair. I have this in Paint to help you out. Alright, let's do 27. Alright, I'm going to put the dot there. Alright, let's see where the first dot is. That looks like it's crossing the x-axis right there. That looks like it is the point 3, 0. So that is 3, 0 right there. And that is purple. So I'm going to make that purple. Okay. Put the dot at that point there. Let's count. That is when x is equal to 0. What is y? So let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9. So the y-intercept is at 0, 9. Let's do the next one. That is red for the x-intercept. So that is the point where it is crossing the x-axis. That is -3, 0, because y is at 0. Next. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's right there. And the point for that one, it is 0 in the x and 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 in the y. Okay. Oops, I forgot to write that. Okay. So through -3, 0 is the x-intercept, and the y-intercept is the one in the purple, which is going to be 0, 4. There you go. That is 24 and 25. Think I have. Alright, solve each equation for x. Provide the justification for each step. See the first example as a reminder for the type of justification that you might use. Okay, 28. You're adding 10, so that's called the addition property. Then you're going to divide because you're trying to get the x alone by dividing by 4. That is the division property of the inequality. Then you simplify. X is equal to 3. Okay, good. 27, here's the original equation. -16 is equal to 3x plus 11. Subtract 11 to both sides. That is your subtraction property of inequality. You get -27 equals to 3x. Then you divide. That is the division property of inequality. Divide 3 to both sides. You simplify. You get -9 equals to x. 28. 6 minus 2x equals to 10. That's the first step. I'm going to subtract 6. That is the subtraction property of the inequality. You have your trying to get rid of that -2 that is in front of the x, so you're going to divide. That is called your division property of the inequality. X is equal to -2. 29. 6x plus 3 equals to x plus 18. You're going to subtract x to both sides, again, because you're trying to move the variable first. You get 5x plus 3 equals to 18. Now you subtract, so that is still the subtraction property of the inequality. Now you're going to divide, so that is the division property of inequality. Then you get x equals to 3. Same step here, 3x minus 10 equals to 2x plus 12. Subtract the 2x. Again, you're moving the variable first, the smallest variable. That is the subtraction property of the inequality. Now, to get rid of the minus 10, you add. That is your addition property of inequality. Then you get x equals to 22. 31. 12x plus 3y equals to 15. Subtract 3y to both sides. That is your subtraction property of the inequality. X is not alone. Divide 12 to both sides. You get x equals to 5 over 4 minus 1/4 y. 32. X parentheses b plus 7, close the parentheses, equals to 9. So, divide b plus 7 to both sides. That is your division property of inequality. You get x equals to 9. Divide by b plus 7. Alright, there you go. Those are all your solutions for your 4.3. Ready, set, go.